So Naruto transforms into half of the Ten Tails that you see in the War arc. So this Naruto is actually very powerful, and he poses a great threat to everybody there. Naruto starts destroying things using tailed beast bombs, wood style statues, Almighty Push, Rinnegan, Shinra Tensei, all those big shenanigans. Jiraiya then had to go full Sage mode because of all the trauma that's happening. And then Jiraiya had to use Giant Rasengan to try to stop it, but that didn't work at all. Then Naruto calmed himself down by remembering something. It was a Koda Amatsu Kami casted by Danzo. If you were ever going to transform into the Ten Tails, I demand to stop you. So Naruto let down and stopped the rampage, and he finally cooled himself down, and everyone was so happy they're alive. So the Sound 4 go to Sasuke, and the Sound 4 actually got revived by Orochimaru and Kabuto's jutsu. So the Sound 4 were pleased that they were back alive, and they really wanted to go get Sasuke to please Orochimaru. They knew they couldn't take Naruto, so they tried to take Sasuke. And once they arrived to Sasuke, they were actually getting destroyed and bodied. What's going on? I can't even handle these guys. Then they moved on to the Curse Mark 2 stage. Tayuya tried her Genjutsu, but it didn't work. Jirobo tried to use his amazing strength, but Sasuke was just stronger. Kidomaru tried to use his bow and arrow, but Sasuke got his own bow and arrow, and it was stronger than Kidomaru's. Sakon and Yukon tried to take over Sasuke's body, but Sasuke just used charm. The Akatsuki are planning to actually capture Naruto because he's away on a mission, like I said in the last one. So he has nobody to protect him in this timeline, and Kakuzu wants his revenge. So since a bunch of Akatsuki members can come because Naruto is the only tailed beast they need to collect. Now, the people that are going to face Naruto head on is going to be Kisame, who can absorb the chakra. Itachi, you can try to put Naruto under a Genjutsu. And also Sasori, who can attack through puppets. Now, the defense fighters is going to be Hidan, because he can block people and protect them when they're being attacked with a powerful move because you can tank them. And then Pain is going to go from all sides. The first path, Deva path, is going to fight head on, and the Naraka path is going to fight from far away. It can heal the members of the Akatsuki, and Zetsu will be away. So once Kakuzu arrives to the scene, Naruto's not going to be there, but instead it's going to be a shadow clone of Naruto. But Kakuzu doesn't know it was a shadow clone. So yes, Naruto knew that they were going to be attacking from Itachi's message and said, be careful, and Itachi actually just left the Akatsuki head on while the Akatsuki were focused on fighting the Naruto Jinchuriki. So yeah. So what happened was Kakuzu said, get out of my way, shadow clone. Wait, he figured out I was a shadow clone. Ugh. Naruto then used Universal Pull and pulled Kakuzu. Kakuzu then was repolarated by Pain's Universal Pull. You're not the only one who can use shadow clones, Naruto Uzumaki. I have to get rid of this shadow clone. Naruto's shadow clone got rid of Pain's shadow clone, and yeah. He starts to fight Kakuzu, and Kakuzu barely wins. So then a clone of Naruto and Kisame start to fight. Now, for the most part, Naruto is actually losing pretty badly because Kisame is able to absorb the chakra, even though he tries to use a punch, and he's still able to absorb the chakra. Then Naruto tries to use a medical ninja punch, and it still doesn't work. Kisame is still not being affected by anything. And then Kisame uses a giant vortex, and Naruto's shadow clone goes poof. And then Jiraiya comes in and tries to fight Kisame by himself. But Jiraiya completely gets destroyed by Kisame, unfortunately. And once Kisame has his blade right beneath Jiraiya, the Shadow Clone manages to get up the courage and tackles down Kisame. Jiraiya heals up from the last bit of Naraka Path chakra that Naruto clone had. Then Jiraiya gave chakra to Naruto so they can supply each other off chakra, and yeah. Then it was Hidan's turn to fight, and Hidan was actually getting pretty much bodied in this fight, but Hidan is actually able to do somewhat well because Naruto uses shadow clones depending on how powerful the Akatsuki members are. So he gave a less chakra supply to this shadow clone because Hidan is a weaker Akatsuki member. And so Hidan was able to put a curse seal on this Naruto, but the Naruto clone was able to regenerate the curse seal and make it completely destroyed from Hidan's ever existence. So Hidan tried to just like rally and destroy Naruto, but Naruto was able to counterattack and dodge, and Naruto was able to do a good damage on Hidan. So yeah, while they're clashing. Now we move on to Deidara and Sasori's fight against Naruto clone. Now, Deidara and Sasori don't put up a really good fight because Naruto regenerates all their attacks, especially Deidara's suicide bombs. Every time Deidara hits the suicide bombs, Naruto can easily inflict them back and throw all those bombs back at Sasori by absorbing them. So, yeah, Sasori and Deidara aren't doing too good, but Deidara is using flight, but Naruto can also levitate, so he goes up, and Sasori behind him uses the third Kazekage puppet to stab Naruto's weak spot. And the weak spot is the middle of the core of the Ten Tails power, so the Shadow Clone almost goes poof. Now we move on to Pain's fight. So Naruto made 6 Shadow Clones to fight Pain, so, yeah. Naruto summonings uses the Gamabunta to like fight off the animal pads, and also he uses Shage mode to fight off the other pads of Pain. And yeah, so it's basically the 6 pads of Naruto versus the 6 pads of Pain, and Naruto is absolutely destroying Pain. Now that there is not that many strong people in Konoha, Orochimaru figures out it's the great time to attack. So Kabuto goes around killing a bunch of shinobi, and Orochimaru rendezvous with Danzo by telling him, I'm going to destroy the leaf, and you pretend that you're doing well, so they make you Hokage, and you can side with me, and I get all the military power in the leaf. And you can do whatever you want by being Hokage, and Danzo agrees to this plan. So Danzo fake fights with Kabuto, and Kabuto pretends to lose and dies, and then it was actually a shadow clone of Kabuto, but then Danzo carried Kabuto and like burned the shadow clone, so no one would realize that it was a shadow clone. Everybody revered Danzo as a hero because nobody could really fight Kabuto, and Kakashi, like, even though he could defeat Kabuto, he wasn't really there, so they didn't really care about Kakashi. Speaking of Hiruzen, he was off somewhere else, so yeah, Hiruzen was kind of not there in the scene because like he had to go to a 5 Kage summit to meet with the Raikage about Orochimaru because he became a greater threat. And he's also talking about the QB of Naruto. And also he's saying that the Nine Tails actually exists somewhere, but we don't know where it's located. So that's what he's talking about. So yeah, his matters are just as important as the other matters that are going on in the Hidden Leaf Village. And once Hiruzen gets notice that there is something wrong with the Hidden Leaf, he informs that to everybody, and everybody tells him, please protect your village. So Hiruzen arrives, and he sees a lot of destruction in the Hidden Leaf Village, and he's not having any of it. Who could have done this? And he sees Orochimaru and Kabuto. Kabuto slaughtering countless of shinobi, and Kakashi off somewhere else trying to fight Orochimaru, but being sadly weakened by him. Hiruzen goes immediately to Kabuto and kills him quickly, and then he goes to Kakashi to help Orochimaru. So Orochimaru could not handle Kakashi and Hiruzen by himself, especially when Hiruzen is completely fully healed in this timeline and is not suppressed. Hiruzen goes at Orochimaru, quickly beats him up, and Kakashi genjutsu him, and like Hiruzen and Kakashi combos, and then Might Guy comes in as well because there's no sound for doing a barrier or anything, so everyone is free to join. So other 5 shinobi come to help him, so yeah. And Orochimaru actually wasn't unprepared for this, so he couldn't reanimate the first and second Hokage in this timeline because he just couldn't, and he wasn't prepared for that. So instead he reanimated the first Kazekage and the third Kazekage. So, Guy, let's fight the first and third Kazekage. Third Hokage, the Lord Third could handle Orochimaru himself. This time we'll be backup, and you 3 other shinobi come up with us and fight the third and first Kazekage. The shinobi obliged, and they went to Kakashi's aid. Now, they're doing pretty well. Kakashi's Raikirying them, and like there is a sealing unit in Kakashi Genjutsu's one, and then he just like makes them seal away themselves. So Guy are successful, and then Guy shoots a Hirudora at Orochimaru. Orochimaru can barely tank it. It's just that Kabuto was barely at the verge of death, so he just sacrificed himself at his last chakra moment to save Orochimaru. Hiruzen was crying in this right now because he said you were supposed to guide Kabuto, and I know well aware that you could have tanked that Hirudora, yet instead you made Kabuto risk his life for you. Hiruzen said that cryingly, and Kakashi understood Hiruzen's pain, and everybody was yelling at Orochimaru for just doing that. Even the 3 shinobi who are just like scared wimps even yelled at Orochimaru for doing that to Kabuto. I don't care about that useless brat. Hiruzen gets mad at his blood starts to boil, like, hardly. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this what if. Comment down below if you guys want a part 2. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and yeah. Share this video if you guys would like. I'm not telling you guys to do it. Well, like, I kind of am, but I'm not forcing you to. But it would be nice if you guys did. So yeah, comment down below what other series I should do. I can do any other series. Like, I've done it in the past, so feel free to comment.